everybody, Jill here. Welcome to our Sunday vlog. I'm not sure if I made this one in time for the actual Sunday I was planning on. We may have had one Sunday with nothing, not sure. I'm a little anxious. I'm very excited. Okay, if you watch Parks and Rec, you know that term, treat yourself. Well, I treated myself in a very big way. I am waiting delivery on a car that will be delivered to my house today. It's precisely around 2:30. I am going to take it on a test drive, and I am then going to most likely sign paperwork for it. So I haven't put my name on anything yet. I have not signed anything. You guys, I bought this car completely 100% online. Have not stepped foot inside the dealership at all. Spent very little time, even over the phone. If this goes as planned, this has been the easiest, most stress-free experience I have ever had buying a car. Okay, so I know I'm going to start putting my makeup on. If the phone rings, I have to answer it. I do have a couple last minute questions for the finance guy that I want to get taken care of, obviously, before they do the final paperwork and head over here. So I will have to edit that out, obviously. Anyway, gonna get ready while I try to talk. And you know that's very difficult for me, but I felt like having you guys here to hang out with me while I do this. Today, by the way, I haven't worn this in a while. This is my newer sort of foundation that I've been trying, the Laura Mercier. And otherwise, I've been absolutely almost every single day when I wear makeup, because I haven't worn makeup a lot this week. I haven't done much this week other than buy a car. So yeah, this, usually I grab my L'Oreal 24-hour infallible, which is my go-to. Absolutely love that foundation. However, I do really enjoy this one, and I decided to go ahead. Ooh, I got a hair that's wanting to hang out here. I also think, because I try to pay attention to this, I also think I just wore this shirt in one of my videos, even though I haven't really recorded for a while. So this may be the shirt that I wore in my very last video, or was it my, I think it was my last vlog. So wow, that's boring. Anyway, back to the car thing. So those of you that watch me maybe on a more regular basis, and those of you, because I think I brought this up during a live. I used to do Friday lives, and I really want to continue to do those now that I'm settled and removed and everything's good. I have all my equipment except for my boom arm with my sort of, I like using a certain microphone when I do my lives. I want to just sort of revisit doing that again. I had a blast with those Friday lives. They ended up, they were very planned, and most of them were kind of like a show in a way. And we had a segment that was called "What Are You Streaming?" And we would all talk about what we were watching. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. So I really do want to try to get those going again. If you're interested in that, give me a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments. I just would love your feedback. Anyway, it was during one of those when I believe I was talking about, I was in the process of actually buying a coupe. I have wanted just a cute little sporty coupe for a long time. I mean, probably since my kids were little, but of course they're not practical. I tend to not like sedans, so we either had minivans. We definitely had minivans when our kids were smaller and all living at home and smaller. And then when they started trickling out, we switched to SUVs and crossovers. I just have never embraced, I've never liked sedans, even though there are some super sporty ones out there. My kids are all about that, and I just am not. So I've always wanted a coupe. So back then, which was an entire year ago probably, maybe even a little longer, I had mentioned that it's time for us to turn in our lease. We had a Lexus RX 350 that we leased. It was time to think about the next one, and I really had my heart set on a Lexus RC 350. I still think they are probably one of the most gorgeous coupes ever. I think they're so pretty. So I test drove several. I went to dealerships. I was so stubborn. I am so glad that I was. I have always been the negotiator between my husband and I. I've been the one that goes through the process for buying homes, cars, you name it. I'm the front man. I just always have been. He's too much of a pushover. Or he's very unreasonable. He's like, he has one side or the other. And anyway, so, and plus I'm a bit of a control freak. I mean, that's probably it. Anyway, but I do my research. He's not about that. So I do my research. I mean, really look into things. And then when I feel like I'm armed and ready, I head down to the dealerships and begin what is the most awful. I hate buying cars. Anyway, so I was very close to buying 2 different ones from 2 different dealers. I walked away because they weren't going to give me what I felt was deserving of the trade-in. It's always something, right? It's a numbers game. They'll toss numbers here and there and get where they want to be, but I was putting my foot down. So needless to say, that never happened. It was good for 2 things. One thing is when I get a car, I want to feel like I didn't get ripped off. You just automatically assume there's going to be a little bit of that, but I just didn't want that heavy feeling that I'm getting ripped off. So anyway, I'm glad that I didn't do either one of those deals. But the other reason is because little did I know, things were unraveling very, very quickly when it came to my husband's health. I mean, radically. So if we would have entered into that, even though we had a car payment, that would have been the same exact thing. It just wasn't a good time for us to do that. And I very soon after, which really made me stop looking completely, because I knew, I could see it happening, that we are going to have to probably put our home up for sale and sort of rethink everything. And I wanted to, at that point, when I came to that realization, wanted to just sell the car. The used car market is ridiculous right now. I probably shouldn't have even bought a car right now. But I got way more than any dealer was willing to give me. So that was fine. I sold it because we didn't want a car payment. Your debt to income ratio plays obviously a huge part when you're applying for a mortgage. We do not do credit cards and haven't for years. We have no debt other than usually car payment and our mortgage, and that's it. So our debt to income ratio would have ended up being fabulous because I sold the car. We didn't have car payment, and we do have our used Lexus that we paid for years ago. It's like a beast, man. It's great. So that's what I'm driving now. Well, anyway, obviously we've bought a house now and had time to sort of gain footing and sort of, come down from that rattled up state in our lives to look at budget and whatnot. So I think both, it's probably not the most awesome time right now, but I just, I'm doing this for myself. My husband is supportive of that. He would let me do anything, and thank God I try to not do anything outside of our budget. So and this was against the advice of my daughter and son-in-law, who are huge car fanatics. I mean, especially my son-in-law. He is, when I say a car fanatic, I'm talking, most people might be here with their car fanaticism. He's like up here, like he's all about it, and he knows everything, and it comes from both sides. Like he knows when it comes to the cars themselves, what's coming out, when it comes to leasing, and what's good when it comes to the car market financially. So they both warned me, Mom, wait a few months. We think things probably are going to settle down a little bit in the car market. And so I thought I was listening. No, I could not let it go. Once I get an idea in my head, it's very hard for me to put it aside. So I just did my research and looked for the best possible deal, and ended up buying a car. So I did that last night. I mean, not just off the top of my head. I've been looking for a while. So I did get a little coupe. It ended up not being the Lexus RC. Those ended up now being a little bit too much for us. So the other thing is I really wanted to finance. I know, it's crazy. I mean, it's not what you should do right now either, but I ended up financing. It's so strange, you guys. My whole life I financed. The very first time we decided to lease was the last car that we had, the Lexus. And we leased it. We leased it for 4 years, actually. I don't know, you guys. I never felt like it was ours. I never felt like it was mine. I felt like I couldn't relax. I don't know. It was the strangest thing. And even the dealer was like, why? You just turn it in. Like, it's, if anything, you should feel more relaxed. And even my daughter, you know, and son-in-law are like, yeah, leasing is like great. You don't have to, you know, stress out if something is, I don't know. I never could get to that mind frame and mindset with it. But the other thing is that I ended up buying an Infiniti Q60 Lux coupe. Why couldn't I get that out? And Infiniti's lease numbers aren't nearly as good as Lexus when it comes to the money factor. The money factor is much worse with the Infinitis. They don't hold their value as well as the Lexus. So it just ended up at a place I was not comfortable with once I got that money factor number and plugged in the residual and the money factor number. It brought a payment that I couldn't do. So I decided to look into financing, and our credit is excellent. So we are able to get a lower interest rate, and it ended up being very doable doing it that way. So ended up financing it instead. And so that's that. The other thing is that I don't feel comfortable leaving my husband home for hours upon hours. And if you've bought a car, you know you're going to be down there for hours upon hours. They make sure you wait. In between. It's just a game, and I hate playing it. There's no reason why I can't do this over email, texting. I mean, my son did it. My son-in-law did it. If there's a dealership out there that still isn't with the times and can't do that, then I just will look elsewhere. So this dealership did that, and I was able to text the actual salesperson at first, and then it was time to actually talk to the financing person. He called me, and very pleasant. They always try to strike up some sort of rapport with you. Oh, don't we know all their games, right? And it's like, okay, this is fine. Yeah, I go along with it. It's finally like, just tell me the numbers. You know, I don't need to make a friend here. Just tell me the numbers. So I have been to this rodeo more than once. Anyway, it didn't take long. I knew where I wanted to be. I knew what I was going to get away with when it came to the price of the car in this market. And I do not feel like it was a bad deal at all. So anyway, what didn't take long, wasn't on the phone very long at all. And so I do want to iron out a couple things with him this morning. And I got a text just a bit ago saying that they're going to send out 2 guys to bring me the car and deliver it here to my house. So I'm going to take it on a test drive, make sure everything's good, and then I'll sign the papers here. Did not have to go into the dealership at all. And I really hope this goes off without a hitch, because that would be a fantastic difference in my experiences. I have had terrible experiences, and I've had good experiences. I just don't feel like going, well, good as you can get. I just don't feel like going in the dealership. I don't feel like, one, leaving my husband at home. The nearest Infiniti dealership is 45 minutes away. I know I'm going to be in there for a few hours, a couple at least, and then a 45 minute. I just didn't want to do that. The other thing is that I would have no way to get the car home. My husband doesn't drive. My kids aren't available right now. My son is out of town, actually on a business trip. So I have no way. And so I noticed on their website, they say you can do this 100% at home, and I held them to it, and it's free. And so that's what I did. Okay, guys. So because I rambled on so much, I'm actually going to get ready off camera, and I will share with you the car when it actually gets here. Here it is, sitting in the driveway. We have a driveway full of white cars.
birdie.
Hi guys, I am in my new car. Unfortunately, I do not have a mount for this car yet, and I'm not sure what type I want to get yet. So I'm not going to be able to talk to you while I'm driving, unfortunately, because my phone is just going to fall right off this thing that I have just sitting up there. I know, as soon as I start moving, it's going to flop over. I plan on checking out the speakers. There are 13 of them. This is a Bose system, so I'm excited to check out that. And it's actually, it's actually 8:30 at night right now. So I wanted to get out and run around and drive around. It's Friday. I had to wait till the traffic died down. I have yet to really open it up on the freeway because when I took it for a test drive, I got on the freeway, and because it was Friday, everything was backed up, and I just got off as quickly as I got on. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to drive around. I don't like driving around too much at night, and I don't know where anything is. I think I will put this on auto so my lights will come on. Anyway, so I'm going to take it out for a spin and have fun with it, and I'll probably only be gone for a half an hour. As soon as I get a mount and I can officially start vlogging again and taking you along with me, I am going to do that. In the meantime, I will catch you guys later. Bye. So I really wanted, it's Sunday today, and I really wanted to drive over, it's about an hour from our house, to see my daughter, to show her my new car. And it's gorgeous out. However, I really need to take advantage of it not raining and work out in the yard. So that's what I'm gonna do. I washed my face, brushed my teeth, put some sunscreen on, and a little something on my lips. I'm just gonna be getting sweaty and dirty and gross, so I'm not gonna take a shower until I'm done doing what I'm gonna do. I think my goal is to really focus on the front yard because that's what everyone sees, you know, and I need to mow the lawn again. And mostly though, I just want to deal with how the front looks. So that is my goal for the day. If I happen to make it along the side of the house, because man, we have some huge weeds that are getting so tall that are lining the walkway going around our house. But I really need to get around to tackling some of our backyard, because my ultimate goal is to power wash the deck, make our deck look as nice as I can. It desperately needs replacing, that whole deck, but that's probably not going to happen this year. But in the meantime, I want to work with what we have and make it look the best I can, and eventually get some potted plants and some pretty flowers and make it look as best I can, because it has not been touched, I swear, for the entire year that the other people lived in here too. I don't think they did anything. Anyway, okay guys, I need to really get out there and start. exhausted. It's like, what time is it? It's about 20 to 4 in the afternoon. And I have my pajamas on. I took a shower and just put my pajamas on. I don't plan on leaving this house. Yeah, I really bit off, I think, a little more than I can chew today. So I just really wanted to get this done. I did it. I accomplished really what I knew I probably was going to be able to do today. And, you know, I was hoping maybe I would start tackling the side of the house and make my way to the backyard, but no. Hold on. I'm very aware I need to trim all the bushes, and I really was going to actually go for that. I've never done it before. My husband is the one who has always taken care of our properties, you know, our yards, and he just always has been the one that does that. So he can't do it. He can do some things. And since we moved here in the winter, it's tough because he is in a wheelchair and he has had to have both his legs amputated below the knee last year within months apart of each other. So we actually have a prosthetic for the one that we had to do first. And he had only been on it, learning to use it for about 2-3 weeks before the other one had to be amputated. So that was such a shame that happened because we were hoping that he would never have to have that happen. So anyway, it's been and then it's been one thing after another that unrelated to that. And some of it related to the second surgery. No, it is just too much to try to explain, but we've had issues with the original one, the first one that was done, and then we had to go back into that one. We had to open it back up, and it wasn't any issue related to the surgery. The surgeon did a great job. It was something that my husband's body was wanting to do, and so they thought he had an infection and whatnot, so they had to go back in there, which changed the shape really of that stump. So now the prosthetic that was made really doesn't fit properly, and he's just now to the point where he doesn't feel pain in there to where he can even think about standing on it. But he hasn't been able to because, unfortunately, it's such a shame because that prosthetic, you know, it took a while for that whole process. They have to fit you and all of that. And now, and he was only using it. He'd only used it probably for just about a month, just under a month. He was walking on it and everything. Well, now he needs to get one fitted for the other one that we've never gone through the process for that one yet, and refitted for the other one. So he is truly wheelchair bound, and that along with dealing with everything else, you can imagine how hard that would be. The one that has just always taken care of everything like that outside. And if I wanted to do something, it was more doing cute, fun things, you know, hanging plants, planting things, you know, and he did all the nitty gritty. And I think the thing I hate the most about doing yard work is the cleanup. And he always would do the cleanup. I hate it. I hate winding the cords up. I hate putting stuff away. You know, I should have taken pictures of the big, huge piles that I had outside today, of the stuff I tore out, of the leaves that I raked out of there, the twigs that I had 4 big, huge piles. I hate cleaning stuff like that up. So I was able to smash as much as I could inside our big yard waste can that they come pick up. And the rest of it, I put in wheelbarrows and had to take it to the backyard and dump it down this little thing. Anyway, I think honestly, that's the most exhausting part of doing what I did today was the cleanup. And that stupid I hate our power washer. It was just sort of a one to get us by to do the cars. It's not strong enough to like power wash your driveway or anything. But I wanted to do a really nice wash down of the walkway and the stairs after I did everything. I just hate it. It's not that heavy. It tips over really easy. It has wheels, but half the time I'm just picking it up and lugging it around, and it's exhausting. And the thing that you wind up, it always scrapes me up. If you ever see me with like scabs and stuff here on my hand, it's because the turn thing, I scrape it every time. So I was just healing up I had a couple of them and I was just healing up, and now I've reopened up this one doing that. My original plan today was to get ready, just, you know, get on some nice hair and nice makeup, and then get in my new car and head to my daughter's house to show her my new car. They are about an hour away, depending on traffic. But Sundays is usually, if you don't wait too long, because people will come north and go south over the weekend, and then they'll go back home Sunday. So sometimes if you are actually heading north on Sunday, you're going to be stuck in some traffic. But I figure if I left early enough, I could get home. If I left early enough, it shouldn't be too much of an issue because I'll be going north, but it'll be earlier in the day. And coming home should be a breeze. But I was sitting in bed doing what I've been doing all week, which is just being very lazy and thinking, Jill, looking outside, it's like it's a good day to do some yard work. Don't know if we're going to be getting any rain next week. As a matter of fact, if I had my phone in here, I'd look, because I would like to have a couple days of rain, actually, now that I've mowed the lawn, and just kind of would be nice to water it. No, I need to get outside. This is the first time in our lives we've ever lived in a neighborhood with an HOA. And it's my understanding that, talking to our neighbors, that the sort of neighborhood management person has changed, and the new person is quite strict. And so I just want to not be one of those people that always gets picked on because maybe I'm not keeping up with things. So anyway, I thought, nope, I got to start. It's starting to look pretty shabby out there. I'm going to have to start there. And sure enough, I don't have enough energy to make it in the backyard. So if I would have started something, the backyard, that's going to be way more than just one day. But I probably wouldn't have made it to the front yard today. Yeah. I know. I was going to take you guys with me when the new car came, but that didn't happen. My husband and I, though, went on our maiden voyage, the maiden voyage of the new car. We did that together. I rolled him out there and, showed him, and he was thinking, well, it's very nice. Wanted to go back in. I said, no, you're going to get in this car, and I'm going to take you for a ride in this. So we did, and we just sort of, did a quick short run, and he loved it. So that was fun. I wanted to go on the very first ride together with him. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to put that segment in here or not, but about the next day, which was yesterday, my son has been out of town on a business trip thing. And so he came home and immediately said, okay, I want to drive this thing. So him and I went out in it, and holy crud, we go to get on the freeway, and he's like, I'm going to floor this thing. I want to see what this is going to do. And I thought I did that when I went on the freeway. No, holy shnikes. It is so fast, you guys. I do not need a car any faster than that car. I know there are plenty of cars out there that are much faster. My son-in-law would tell you that. This car is fast. It threw us back in the seat. We went to, we're getting on the freeway, it was in the evening, so it wasn't like a ton of traffic, but, and we're getting on the freeway. And then, by the time we had to get out of that lane, that's kind of an exit only lane. He's like, we're at 90. It was no time. It was no time at all. And it went so fast, so quickly, that it kicked in a bit of my vertigo, because my ears could not adjust to the speed and how fast it was. And I kind of got car sick for the rest of the thing because it was so fast. And he's like, Mom, this thing gets up and goes. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. And then he got off the freeway, and just going from the stop sign, he put it in. It's like, he's like, geez, oh man. He goes, this thing really goes. So that was fun. Yeah, it is definitely the most powerful car I have ever had. It's going to definitely get me in and out of traffic. Like, you know, sometimes you really got to get over fast because somebody might be edging you out or something. And I always like to know that I can get out of the way as quickly as I can. Well, I'm going to be doing that for sure with this one. And I do like cars that get up and go. Is it good on gas mileage? No, it's not. But, you know, my son-in-law said, so are you open? Are you thinking you're maybe, you know, we'll get like an electric car? You know, I should do that. My God, it would save a ton of money. Gas right now is $5.50 a gallon. And but no, I did not do that. Well, you know what? I think I'm actually probably going to have to say goodbye for this vlog. I have a funny feeling that it might be time to do that. So I will hopefully be meeting up with you again next Sunday. I did not have any videos hit last week, but it is Sunday. You probably have seen at least one this last week, I'm thinking. So yeah, I kind of took that week off. I just was not feeling it. I literally vegged out most of that week. Did manage to buy a car, but I did that from home as well. So anyway, so we'll be getting ourselves back on track here. You've probably seen one, maybe two videos. I'm not sure. Okay, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. You have a lovely rest of your weekend if you are watching this on Sunday, and have a great week ahead. See you soon. Bye-bye.